And I think, yes, we're live. Hey guys, you're watching Tech Radar. I'm Basil, and apologies, 5 minutes late for this live stream, technical difficulties, but we're here and we're talking about the OnePlus 5T. Now, over the weekend, it was really unfortunate. A YouTuber leaked the entire unboxing videos, so we know pretty much everything about this device. Testament to the quality of the video. There was a lot of information there, whether it was on purpose or not. Oh, it says we are not receiving video data fast enough. If you have any issues watching this, fire them in the comments chat section, live chat, and we'll do our best to remedy said issues. Right, so yeah, it was leaked over the weekend. We know quite a lot about this phone already. This live stream is a Q&A, so you can feed in, ask any questions about it, so that we can feed in and let you know how it stacks up based on all the leaks to other phones in the market, such as the Google Pixel 2 XL, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, and yes, even the BlackBerry Key 1 right here, the world's only QWERTY Android phone currently available. Right, first off, let's give you guys some shout outs. Hello Swix, hello Abdul Sattar, hello DJ Double Vision, Sumit Kumar, Amil Khan. Abdul says he should be online now. I saw this video, it's in my channel. Hola to all of you. OnePlus 5T video is in my channel. A lot of you have already seen the unboxing videos, so if anyone missed it, the OnePlus 5T is going to be an 18:9 aspect ratio version of the OnePlus 5 based on that leaked unboxing video. It's going to have traditional OnePlus styling, a metal back, no wireless charging, so it isn't going to be up there in terms of having everything, all the feature sets that flagship buyers will want, but what it will have is a 3.5mm headphone jack. I'm sure this unboxing video is real just based on the fact it would be very hard to dupe us, and the entire journalistic press have reported on it, so no one is calling it a hoax, just a mistake, an early leak. So what can we expect? It's a 6-inch display. It's probably going to be a full HD, wide full HD, 2160 by 1080. Don't know if it's going to be LCD or AMOLED. I'm hoping it'll be AMOLED just like the OnePlus 5, so it has depth, punch and pop as well. Looks like most flagship manufacturers, in fact most manufacturers generally are going with this 18:9 long aspect ratio that was introduced at the beginning of this year with the LG G6. What do you guys think? I'm talking to you in the comments section. Jack, Charan, Sumit, Eric, do you like the 18:9 or would you rather a traditional 16:9? So your phone's a little bit more squat but doesn't necessarily have borders when you're watching more traditional content. All right, let's get back to your comments. You're all saying I should be online by now. So hopefully you can read this, and I am online. Anyone who's not seeing this, please please shout in the comments. They said it was AMOLED. Cool, so you're responding, you're correcting me, so immediately that suggests that this stream is going well. So yeah, I'm curious, do you guys want to have this long display form factor? Me personally, I like it on most devices. I really like it on the Note 8, for example. It's a really big phone with a really big screen, and so that lack of bezel that 18:9 form factor brings with it is great. But I'm not I don't need it on something like the Google Pixel 2 XL, for example. It doesn't add quite as much because you've got quite a bit of bezel going on here anyway. So with a bezel free phone, which really makes sense, but if a phone has a fair bit of bezel anyway, then give me a 16:9, because I watch a lot of content on Netflix, etc. TV series tend to be broadcast in full HD. The key thing for me, make it a good quality display, nice AMOLED, or if you're going to go LCD IPS, then give it a kind of 120 Hertz refresh rate or something along those lines. Right, now that we've established you can watch me, which is great, and we're going to talk about the OnePlus 5T in a sec. I'm going to use your questions as inspiration to pick up talking points. So some more shout outs. Shreyansh Multani says the OnePlus 5T should cost less, or at least in the price of the 5, or it'll be like the 5, which didn't get the desired response. Interesting. So you can pick up a OnePlus 5 for £449. Now the OnePlus 5, the base price, has 6 gig of RAM, 64 gig storage. No, it's not microSD expandable, but it still gives you a lot of bang for your buck. You're not going to get as powerful a device anywhere else. So if the OnePlus 5T can deliver that kind of speckage and come in at that kind of price, I think it'll be incredibly well positioned. Hello Nikhil, hello Van Lacula, hello Amil. Wireless charging is not a deal breaker for you. You would agree with OnePlus and even HTC say wireless charging isn't that big a deal and they would rather have the fast charging at a base level. Jack, same capacity battery is a slight letdown. Yeah, so the OnePlus 5 I think had a 3300 milliamp battery with a potentially bigger screen at 6 inches, albeit 18:9, so 6 inches doesn't translate to 6 inches 16:9. If it has got the same size battery, can we expect worse battery life? That said, OnePlus has had a bit of time with the Snapdragon 835 to optimize things, so it might last as long or even potentially a little bit longer. Fingers crossed it's a little bit longer. So what else are you guys saying? Sumit Kumar, is the OnePlus going to have Android 7 or 8? I don't know, but fingers crossed it runs with 8. Now I think we're at the point of the year where if any phone is launching with Android 7, we can call it a bit of a black mark against it. Android 8 is pretty much the base of what you'd want to be experiencing. 1080p has been confirmed from the video apparently. And you guys generally are focusing on the battery. You guys are saying that it's not a deal breaker having that wireless charging missing. A lot of you like the headphone jack. OnePlus should have bumped up the display resolution, so for some of you full HD is just not enough. Now if we take a look at other widescreen phones, all of the ones which are higher than full HD at that 18:9 do cost a fair bit more, so maybe it's OnePlus trying to hit that price point. That said, the Mate 10 Pro has a 6-inch display, it's OLED and it's full HD, and I can personally say from experience that I don't mind. It doesn't feel like it isn't sharp enough for me when held alongside a phone like the Google Pixel 2 XL, for example, which has oh, that's the wrong one, there you go, which has a Quad HD display. Just a worse quality display because of the quality of the OLED panel. I'd rather take a better quality panel than higher resolution. So Faiz Ali says, yes, 18:9 looks great. I love the extra display. That's cool. So Javenti, it has facial recognition and is running 7.1.1 but will be updated to Android 8 soon. So you guys know more about this phone than I do, and it isn't surprising. I have to say, in all my years working in this industry, and I've done this for about 8-9 years, I've never seen a phone leaked quite this extensively before. And like I said, it is testament to the quality of the unboxing video. Unfortunately, if that YouTuber leaked it as a mistake, then it's really unfortunate. I feel for him. So Mohan Raj, I hated the non-curved design. It's too big and I'm not buying it. Yeah, so the design of the OnePlus 5 is a metal back with a slight curve and a flat screen. If you want a curved OLED display, you only have a couple of options really. One of them, you could go for an old Mate 9 Pro or a Mate 9 Porsche design or whatever it is, or you can opt for a Samsung Galaxy S8, an S8 Plus, or the Note 8. I'd say right now probably the best bang for buck OLED screen you can buy is the Galaxy S8 Plus. It has a huge battery, it's also got a beautiful display, it hasn't got quite the size of the Note 8, so it isn't as cumbersome. Me, I really love my Note 8, like it's the drawing experience and the writing experience on the S Pen, and I wish more phones had pen input, because right now this is the only one I can buy that enables that. But the battery on here really does suck, so I hope the OnePlus 5T battery is at the very least better than the Note 8. So it has facial recognition. I don't know the exact facial recognition technology. I'm guessing it'll be using the camera, using the proximity sensor potentially. I doubt it's going to be as in-depth as Apple's, which projects a 3D map. Check out our iPhone 10 review. You can actually see, we got Gareth, our editor, who reviewed the phone in a dark room, and we like did in night vision light, so you can see exactly what it's doing when it's mapping his face, and that's really cool. But you're not going to get that at the 400 to 500 pound price point that this phone is likely going to hit, I'm guessing, at the very least. So if it is anything like the facial recognition we've seen on Samsung devices, it probably won't work in the dark because it isn't using an IR blaster. Iris scanners can work in the dark, but I haven't seen anything that it has an iris scanner, just facial recognition. Is there any rumor about an overclocked Snapdragon 835? So I haven't seen any rumors, Ali Hussein, about the overclocked Snapdragon 835. I personally, you might shoot me down for this, but I personally hope they don't overclock it, because if that battery rumor is true, that it has the same capacity battery as its predecessor, I, if anything, want them to underclock my Snapdragon 835, because I use the 835 on a lot of phones, and power-wise, it is absolutely fine. If you're not into gaming and like heavy multitasking, you'd benefit more from a slightly underclocked processor and better battery life if you've got a small cell. Is there water resistance? Only based on the fact the OnePlus 5T isn't water resistant, the OnePlus 5 isn't water resistant. I'm guessing it isn't, and I haven't seen anything say that it is thus far. Plus, there's a headphone jack, and there is an additional cost in waterproofing a headphone jack. I know Sony waterproofs its headphone jacks in its flagship devices, but Sony flagship devices cost a lot more than a lot of other devices with similar specs. Maybe a lot of that money goes into waterproofing the headphone jack, who knows, but haven't seen anything around water resistance thus far. So yep, in fact, you're answering the questions. I don't even need to be here. So if you've fired any questions into the live chat, thank you, Sumit, for answering that. No water resistance. Again, I'm guessing this is based on leaks. So Abdul, is the display as big as the S8 or iPhone 10? It's actually a bit bigger. So the S8 is a 5.8 inch screen, I think it is, whereas this is 6 inches. And the iPhone 8 is 5.8 inches as well. Oliver Hoffer, hello Oliver Hoffer. Eric Danielson, are you going to be able to buy it in buy this month? So we'll find out on Thursday. The announcement, the launch event, is going to be in Brooklyn, where we'll be able to get access to pricing and release information for this phone. Will there be another phone? Will there, I don't know if you guys remember the OnePlus, I think it was X, which had a Snapdragon 801, a last generation chipset, but it was a more affordable OnePlus phone. Hopefully they may even release 2 devices side by side. We will see. Sumit, I'm curious about the new camera, and this is a really key point here. One thing that OnePlus may have conceded to is the fact that the OnePlus 5 didn't have the best low light performance. Maybe having that second sensor be a 2x zoom wasn't the right move. If anything, that wasn't as good as, for example, devices like their comparable priced Huawei devices in low light. And as a result, what OnePlus is going and doing is changing to the Huawei mechanism of having one color and one monochrome sensor. I think that's what it is. Again, this is all based on like half an hour of like mad reading over the last like leaks that have like basically been going up as recently as the last 25 minutes, but also what I've read over the past few days. And I think the latest is that it's a monochrome second sensor with a nice wide open aperture. Based on my experience with Huawei devices, it is all going to come down to the shooting modes. This doesn't guarantee you the best automatic mode around, but if OnePlus has a great manual mode on here, the portrait mode's a little bit improved, potentially enabling retrospective changing of how intense the depth effects are. That would be really cool. So Carl Conrad has unboxed the 5T and now his video isn't there. Yep, Carl Conrad is the YouTuber that I was talking about. And I mean, you know, it's really unfortunate for him. You don't have to search too hard to find the video floating around the web. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Is it cool to go for the LG V30 or pick this? I still feel the V30 is somewhat cool. That's from Sarthak Parihar. I love the V30. The V30 is a really premium feeling looking phone. It's got a glass back, the metal frame, and that same size screen as the OnePlus 5T, but it's a very different offering. The glass back and metal frame make it feel a little bit lighter, a little bit less aggressive, a little bit softer. It's also got wireless charging, which is sweet. You've got the headphone jack with a quad DAC, you've got USB-C, both of these do, and both have their own types of fast charging. If both have OLED displays, the one thing that the LG V30 will have is a higher resolution display based on the leaks. So I mean, I picked the V30 because I love having a wide angle second lens. Also, I'm into video. I make video here at TechRadar, and that video feature inside, even if we haven't necessarily, Tom, my producer, is in the background, and we've been geeking out over it, and we haven't got the grading effects to work when you transfer them over to Premiere Pro. That was a bit of a over exaggeration on LG's part at the launch, but what we have got to work is this like smooth zooming on different elements, and like I said, the flexibility of having 4K at a super wide angle with that optical image stabilization on the primary sensor and the f1.6 glass lens. It produces really nice photos. So yeah, I'd say the V30 is from off the bat a more premium offering, but we can't say for sure until we get the OnePlus 5T in. Okay, more of your comments. You're keeping them coming in thick and fast, so thank you for that. Hitcham, Carl Conrad had unboxed it. Yes, he has. Mahmoud, dumb Carl Conrad. Mahmoud, be nice. Hopefully it was just a mistake and not some contrived means of getting more subscribers, because that would not be good karma. Tai Wung, in fact, you're all basically now talking about that unboxing video, and I get to do my favorite part of every live show. Hey, the British Unknown. So the British Unknown says, hi, Basil. The British Unknown also says, I would like to return to the old OnePlus style. OnePlus 3 was a beautiful phone, but because of Oppo owning OnePlus, I doubt they will. So yeah, I really like the OnePlus 3. I actually like the OnePlus 3T a little bit more in certain respects than the OnePlus 5, certain respects, but the OnePlus 5 is still an excellent phone, and on top of that, the OnePlus 5 still offers incredible value for money. The OnePlus 5, in terms of Snapdragon 835 devices, you've got the OnePlus 5 at the lowest price point, I think now roughly on par with the Nokia 8. Then you've got the Razer phone, and that has a nice 8 GB of RAM. That's £605, and then going up from that, you're looking at your £700 and £5,800 phones, or you can go back a generation, or I say a generation, like 8-9 months, to the Samsung range. Are you guys more Apple or Samsung? From Abdul Sattar. So I think the fairer question is, are we more iOS or Android? Because it's hard to be one. When you're using phones, when you're reviewing them on a weekly basis, on a new phone every week, allegiances are very hard to form. I do find the one that threw me this year, interestingly, was the BlackBerry Key 1, because I wasn't super looking forward to reviewing it, but actually for work purposes, for editing documents and stuff, I found having the physical keyboard actually slowed me down, but I was able to type in a more measured way, and editing documents, the stuff I was writing, was a lot better, less mistakes. So the Key 1 is a really good phone. I'd say I'm more Android just because I spend more time using Android devices. I like the finesse, I like the polish of Apple. One thing that Apple's locked down better than any other manufacturer is online payments and using Apple Pay. Apple's also locked down the app ecosystem in the sense that you're not going to get a janky experience when using the apps. But what I love about Android is that I'm a massive geek. You can have live wallpapers that are interactive. Samsung's actually like coming up strong behind Apple with regards to ensuring that the payment experience is really good. What's cool about the Samsung Pay features is that they have a much more flexible integration for things like store cards. So am I more Apple or Samsung? I'd say I'm more Samsung, but I'd say that's largely because I'm more iPhone. Me specifically also, like I said earlier, I love to draw and I love the pen. I don't find that Apple smartphones have enough USPs that make their devices super desirable for me elsewhere. Yeah, when I could get something else elsewhere in the Android space. Right, so Pele's just answered that question for me with regards to you more Apple than Samsung, so I really don't need to be here. You guys know me so well. He basically said what I said in 3 words. So another few shout outs. Amil Khan, OnePlus 5T will have almost the same footprint as a OnePlus 5, so less bezel, which suggests a fingerprint scanner is going to be around the back. I like fingerprint scanners around the back, unless they're done the way Samsung does them. I have no idea why they didn't just put that in the middle, because this would have been a pretty much perfect phone, save of course for the fact that it hasn't got the best battery around. So do you like fingerprint scanners around the back, or would you rather it at the front or even on the side like the Nextbit Robin and the Razer phone? Personally, around the back is the winner for me. It just fits nicely, it feels ergonomic, and also over the years I've gotten so used to this finger gesture motion to bring down my notifications shade. is the Snapdragon 835 phone worth it when 845 is just around the corner? Snapdragon 845, yeah, haven't spoken about that on the live show, and that's from Taiwu SEO. So I'd say it's dependent upon what you value in your phone. Do you value it being the latest, most cutting edge phone, or do you just value having a phone that's really, really good? And I haven't had any slowdown with any Snapdragon 835 devices. They've all performed really, really well, which means Qualcomm's gone and made a really awesome chip. The pressure was like up against Huawei this year with their new Kirin processor, because Qualcomm smashed it so hard. But it looks like this year, at least for chipsets, we haven't got any duds, unlike with the Snapdragon 810 era. We have just got excellent chipsets that produce an excellent amount of power. What else are you guys saying? Face unlock features, are there any on the OnePlus 5T? Yes, there are, according to all of the leaks and rumors. Sumit Kumar, LG has good ideas, but their main fail is OS. The skin is just too much. Sumit Kumar, you are a man after my own heart. The first thing I do when I get an LG phone is I install EV Launcher. EV Launcher is an excellent launcher that simplifies things. It takes elements from Google's stock launcher, while at the same time allowing a huge amount of customization, so you can have like 8 by 10 grid sizes. It's really cool. So especially if you've got a really nice high resolution screen like you have on the LG V30, EV Launcher gives you the option to take full advantage of it and have teeny tiny icons. British Unknown, yes, shout out to the Next Bit Robin, served me well for nearly 2 years. Shout out to the Next Bit Robin. Nextbit is an awesome company, and I'm really glad that they found a home in Razer. I hope that they flourish there. Shreyansh Multani, OnePlus should have started to open their service center, if not official, then with the third-party ones. Okay, haven't had any service center issues with OnePlus, but I wish you could go into OnePlus and buy the phone offline. Go to Amazon, buy the phone offline. Maybe you will this time around. Maybe you already can in certain regions, but having a OnePlus at like that £449 retail price without having to go through the OnePlus store would be awesome. Make it a little bit easier to recommend, because I have a lot of friends here in the UK who end up buying it from O2 and paying a premium, O2 being the only network that you can buy it on. Asking about water resistance, no water resistance based on the leaks. Anik Arsan says essential phone or the OnePlus 5T. That's going to come down to the camera of the 5T. I'd say design wise, my gut says the essential phone. And if you're happy installing a camera UI, camera launcher, like on the Razer phone, I installed the Google Pixel camera, the APK that has been modded, and it improved the camera performance so much. And I know that works really well on the Essential phone, so if you're happy doing stuff like that, the Essential phone looks like a good buy, but it looks like the 5T might be a little bit more manageable a device in the hand. Right, what are you guys saying? Final few questions from you guys before we round off my initial overview of what I think we're going to be getting on Thursday. The Razer phone is definitely the Next Bit Robin 2 with a Razer logo on the back. That's from the British Unknown. Inclined to agree with you as ever, unless you meme my face. Minlim, where will the phone launch first? It looks like it's going to be a global launch. I'm hopeful it's going to be a global launch. The fact that the video of the unboxing video was leaked, I think in Canada or the US, the guy who leaked it is from North America. That suggests it's at least going to be launched there, but fingers crossed we'll be getting one here soon. iPhone 7 or OnePlus 5T. I'd say OnePlus 5T having a dual camera effect and that newer chipset will be sweet, but if you're sold into the iPhone ecosystem, then that could be a good one for you. Is there any OIS or EIS in the OnePlus 5T? We don't know yet. I don't know for sure. If you want to know more, you, I guess, can scope out the unboxing video or have a little patience in the words of take that and wait until Thursday when the Brooklyn launch event will happen. You can bet we'll be out there. Our boy Matt Swider will be at the launch event, videos, photos, all of that stuff. And then the British Unknown is asking another question about the Razer phone. Dude, I know you're a fan, or you want to be a fan. I know you want to find out how it is. You're asking about our review, but hold tight. The video review will probably be coming in the next few days, probably end of this week, beginning of next, probably beginning of next. But John McCann's written review is already live, so you can check that out. I think we're pretty much done. Your comments are starting to go from a floodgate opening to a trickle, and I am ready for my afternoon coffee and wrapping up the day. But if there's anything that I missed here, please fire them in the comments section once this video goes live. Hopefully you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, thumbs up button, and of course subscribe to Tech Radar. That's how you stay on top of everything that we do. And head over to techradar.com, where you can see the Razer review, where you can see Gareth's iPhone 10 review, where you can see my Mate 10 Pro review and my Mate 10 review. All the words and a lot of video there as well. Thanks for watching, for being so engaged. Until Thursday. Bye guys.